Hey everyone, welcome back to the Big Sloss Slop Station. Today we get to talk about Nova Online, another suspect in the lolcow community, but this specimen here is a lot worse than the other two we've talked about. As always, please like and subscribe if you would, or leave a comment if you feel you have anything you would like to add to the situation. So back to the Slop Station. Previously, we've looked at Bossman Jack and his outrageous gambling behavior. We looked at World of T-Shirts and his public freakouts currently in... Is he in New York right now? No, I think he's in California, but that's besides the point. This one right here is a doozy. This guy right here is Nova Online. If you clicked on this video, you probably don't need an introduction, but I'll give you a short rundown anyway. Nova Online wants to be a popular food reviewer on TikTok. I think his claim to fame was this Wingstop review that really boosted him in the algorithm. And he tries to ignore his past behavior of talking to or wanting to date minors and really gross stuff like that. He has had interaction with minors before online. I think you could refer to him as a Discord predator. Really gross stuff like that. He has also talked to people posing as minors to bait him into committing a crime. And of course, he falls for it, hook, line, and sinker. Now, I am going to say something that some of you might not like. The people who pretend to be his fans and send him messages, either to get a reaction out of him or to try to bait him into being, the pedophile he is, you guys need to stop it. Look, I totally get why you want to do this, but legally speaking, this man will never properly get punished for his gross behavior that way. Just keep it simple, report him to the police that he's messaging minors or trying to message people who he thinks are minors, and then stop messaging him. The truth is, a lot of these people who do pretend to be his friend or fans and record him saying this crazy stuff, a lot of them are doing it for online clout. But we need to take this stuff seriously. As much as we want to laugh at Nova Online, and as lighthearted as I'm going to be throughout this video, because he is a lolcow, it is haha, blah blah blah, at the end of the day, he is still a predator. He needs to be arrested and taken off the street to keep our communities safe. But that'll never happen if people keep posing as friends or fans to get a rise out of him. With that quick disclaimer out of the way, let's talk about Nova Online and his more recent behavior. So last week, I made a video about Josh Block, and right after I did, two goats in the lolcow commentary community both posted videos about Nova Online. These two channels being Smokey MCC and Saturated Content. Both videos were uploaded the same day and covered separate activities in the Nova Online universe. So, Smokey MC talks about how Nova Online is trying to run from his predatory past, even though Nova hasn't run away from anything in his entire life. And Saturated Content talks about how Nova is doing the same old food reviews as if people don't know who he is or don't remember the terrible things he's done in the past. We're going to talk about that latter behavior first, as it is more lighthearted, and then we'll talk about dodging his predatory past later on as the video gets more serious. And thankfully, the serious part is just like the last little bit of the video. So, first things first, Nova Online did initially grow in popularity because of his food reviews. If you couldn't tell by looking at him, a lot of his reviews are fast food. Surprise, surprise. Whatever is the absolute sloppiest thing on the menu that you can get, or some limited time event at a fast food restaurant. He will try whatever is trending at a certain restaurant or fast food place to capitalize on those sweet, sweet internet points. Which, I guess is technically pretty smart, capitalizing on current content from fast food. It's not healthy though. And Nova Online is still engaging in those food reviews, and I want to look at one in particular. He reviews some good old chicken nuggets and some tendies. I don't know where from. I don't really care. And in the video, he states that there's only one chicken nugget left because he's sharing the food with his mom. Isn't that so sweet?
Reviewing Wendy's brand new chicken tenders. Me and my mom shared a 3-piece, so I'm only getting one of them, but who cares? I got 2 sauces to try them with. Let's try them.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe it for a second. I guarantee what happened is as he was heading home or wherever he filmed the video, he had the order in his car, or maybe he rides in the passenger seat, I don't know. But he had the order with him, and he was snacking on those nuggies before he even started filming. And then, lo and behold, there was just one left for the video. And I guess he looked at it, and he was like, well, just one for the video will be fine. And so he did his food review with one nuggie left. There's also clips of him slurping down some high protein beverages.
Now let's try the chocolate milk. This was so hard to find, y'all, so if you guys could leave a like on this, that would be very much appreciated. I go out of the way for content for you guys, and yeah. It's alright. I mean, Feastables has a lighter chocolate flavor than most of the other chocolates I've had, so I can see why this doesn't have much of a chocolate flavor. But it is good. Would I get it again? Actually, yeah, because this thing has 23 grams of protein and lots of good fats in it.
Funny enough, these beverages are just full of sugar, and this is something he does pretty frequently. He talks about certain foods or drinks being high in protein or low in fat, low in sugar, but he never seems to understand that it's not just about one of those topics for like a diet. Now look, if you are searching for advice on healthy food, you're definitely not gonna think about Nova Online as the golden standard of healthy eating. But a lot of people out there think that the solution is, oh, I have to eat more protein, but nothing else in their diet changes. Or, oh, I need to cut the carbs, but nothing else in their diet changes. You have to keep your protein high, you have to control your carbs and your fat and your sugar and your saturated fat, up your fiber, blah, 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 blah. But simply put, if you're not talking about, like a high protein diet, if you're not trying to get swole or any of that stuff, just keep it simple. If you want to gain weight, you have to eat more calories than you expend. But if you want to lose weight, you have to eat less calories than you expend. That's the simple case of it. But in Nova's case, the math ain't mathin'. Funny enough, there's also a series that he did a few months back at this point where he is trying every Arizona flavor near him and he's rating them all together. Now, if you've ever seen one of his reviews, everything is a 6, 7, or 8 out of 10, and that's it. That's it. You've seen every review now. But Nova Online has made comments about how the terrible processed foods and drinks that he has are healthy for some absurd reason or another, kind of like what I just mentioned before. But he will say things like, there's 12 grams of protein in this chicken nugget, even though there's like 35 grams of fat in whatever slop he's currently eating. But thanks to the Smokey MC video and the people in his comments section, they caught him saying this insane take about an Arizona.
Smells really, really sweet. But regardless, whoa, only 45 grams of sugar in this whole thing?
I'm sorry. Only 45 grams of sugar? Only? My guy, there is no only. That is a lot. This is one of my biggest problems with him. He will look at something so unhealthy and try to portray it as this healthy item. Wow, it's only 32 grams of saturated fat. Like, dude, that is not a plus. That is not good for you. The only thing that's plussing is your weight. I'm pretty sure Nova Online also said that he was going to be grinding it out in the gym starting this past February, a weight loss journey to inspire the generation. And that next year, next February, there's going to be a follow-up video. I don't even think he's really been to the gym except maybe once or twice since February, but that doesn't really matter. Even if he was going to the gym every day since then, since all he eats is fast food, ultra-processed food, he's not going to make any substantial progress. In fact, to be honest, I think he's probably gained weight since then. But he doesn't really care about that. He doesn't really care about his weight. He's probably already forgotten that he was supposed to be grinding it out in the gym anyway. He also made a video wanting to do a series where he's putting hot honey on everything. Now, this series has never happened, but for the life of me, I don't understand why he phrases it like this. Just take a listen to this video, or take a look at this video. It makes more sense, huh?
Hey 18 plus fans, I'm making a series on TikTok called Does Hot Honey Make Everything Taste Better? I've already bought 2 kinds of hot honey to try out for this challenge. So let me know in the comments what you think hot honey would taste good on, and I'll try it in the second episode because I already have the first episode planned.
Did you notice anything? Did you hear what I heard? Am I the only one who thinks it's weird he specifically says, hey 18 plus fans? Like, dude, you're talking about a food challenge. Food challenges can be rated E for everyone. So specifically saying 18 plus fans is just weird for me. Like, a food challenge is okay for everyone to watch. You know that, right? Like there are people on YouTube who do food challenges, and it's okay for younger audiences to watch that. Why would that need to have a specification of 18 plus? Now, to be truthful, we know why he's saying 18 plus fans. It's because he is trying to distance himself from his predatory behavior and his predatory past by any means necessary. So even on videos where he doesn't have to say it, he still says 18 plus fans or 18 plus in any way, just so he can be like, well, I only talk to my 18 plus fans. See this video? See how I started this video? And it's just more gross behavior that he's trying to avoid his past, or more proof of him trying to avoid his past. Needless to say, as I said previously, his Hot Honey series never even started, at least not to my knowledge. But I really don't care about that. It's time to talk about his other lovely behavior. Him trying to distance himself from his predatory behavior. So he wants to go by a different name. Lol cows tend to change their name all the time, especially if they get caught being an alleged pedophile or predator. They'll try to change their names, and sometimes they'll even pretend to be a whole other person just to try to escape their awful behavior. Nova Online is no exception. He wants people to call him Novine Universe now, apparently.
Associate with the name Nova Online. It's honestly the worst name choice I've ever had. Associate with the Novine Universe. The name Nova Online with me has a bad rep, because the Novine Universe is my fan base name. No, just calling me Nova is fine. I just don't like being called Nova Online. And then, of course, there are those trolls who dead name me.
If you saw in that clip, he's trying to turn his online name into an LGBT issue. He's using the LGBT community as a human shield, saying that if you call him Nova Online, then you are dead naming him. No. No, no, no. You do not get to run away from your predatory behavior that you've previously engaged in by using LGBT issues as a human shield. As I said before, at the end of the day, he is a predator. He needs to be arrested and placed in jail. But if people keep taunting him and pretending to be his fans, he will probably never face justice. Anyways, that's the end of today's video. I hope it was more lighthearted than some of my other videos, but not too lighthearted since Nova is a predator online and should be held accountable for his actions. Thank you all for watching, and please like and subscribe if you would. As always, stay safe everyone, and bye bye!